Jillo there, H+III+T to put that dang on time, y'all. I'm sitting here bumping this Radiohead, uploading the Thinking Box, and shout out dang on the link plug. I didn't think you guys cared, but here goes my dang on predictions for the second round of the playoffs. Let me just say that I was half right on the first round, okay? Dang on Rockets may have got destroyed, but gosh dang it, I was half right. I was half right. The freaking Raptors are making their rounds, and I'm a little bit upset about that because that means Drake, he's going to get a nod, but I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm sticking by my prediction so far. Well, as far as half of it. We're looking at the dang on Eastern Conference. We got Cavs and the Hawks. Now, they've already played a game. As hopeful as I am that Atlanta will pull it off, and you guys know how much I dislike the Hawks, let's keep it all the way 1,000. They don't have the star power. We're looking at a healthy Cavalier squad. I mean, that alone puts them in contentions for a lot of different things. I still think it's going to be... I still think if it gets to Cavs and Raptors, I'm actually checking out the bracket right here. You can check that out online. But if it gets to dang on Cavs and Raptors are going to do it because I just think the talent is a little bit younger. And we'll get back on that in a quick second. But when it comes to matchups with the Cavaliers and the Hawks are like, and I said this in the last video, the Hawks are like how the Pacers were when they had Paul George and stuff. No, not Paul George. Roy Hibbert and Lance Stevenson and David West and stuff. They're just a good team with a bunch of good role players, but they don't have a star. Now, arguably, Paul George is a star now, but at the time he wasn't. And there's no one who's going to come out and really emerge and take control here. You got a bunch of people who are good, you know, Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Kyle Korver. I mean, we've got some good people, Jeff Teague, Bazemore, that guy with the streak in his hair. I mean, you know, you've got some cool people, but I don't think they have an... Like, just look at the matchups here. Just look at the matchups. Kyrie Irving versus that guy Schroeder. You feel me? Kevin Love against, we'll say, Al Horford. Paul Millsap, LeBron James. Like, you feel me? Like it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. I think the star power is gonna be too much, and we're only talking about the starting lineup. Granted, the Hawks got some goons, but freaking Cavs are stacked, and we're talking about people who don't even get to play right about now. I mean, they're stacked for days. I don't think Atlanta stands a chance, unfortunately. We go to the second matchup in the Eastern Conference, Rockets and, Raptors and Heat. This is where we're going to revisit the point I had earlier. It's a situation of, obviously, there's star talent on the Heat, but you got to think about age here. The Raptors are young. They've got confidence. They just came out of a pretty close series here. Was that a Game 6 or a Game 7? I'm not really sure. Game 7 probably. Like, they just came out of a pretty contested series, so you can play the whole, oh, they're tired, but we're talking about youth here. We'll do the same matchup thing again. Okay, Kyle Lowry, Dwayne Wade. No, actually, he's a point guard. He's a point guard. So let's make this even crazier. Droznik versus Kyle Lowry. Who do you think has the upper hand? Here we go. DeMar DeRozan. Okay, DeMar DeRozan, Dwayne Wade. The paper-mache kneecaps. You feel me? Whiteside, DeMar Carroll. Okay, Whiteside, Valanciunas. Do you feel me? It's just not in the Heat's favor. The fact that they got this far, I think they should be happy. The Raptors should have been worried if they were going up against the Hornets, because again, that's another young team that's vibing off confidence. Dwayne Wade, we don't even know how much longer he's going to be in the league. Luol Deng, he's getting up there in age too. I just think age is playing a factor at this point. Fatigue is setting in. I just don't see the Heat coming out of this. Now, it would be very entertaining to see the Heat and the Cavs, but Raptors are on a roll, man, and I'm still picking them to come out the East. I've been half right so far. When we go over to the West, I'm going to play it safe on this one. Trailblazers, Warriors. I've learned not to doubt the Warriors. I can admit I was wrong. I'm going to go with the Warriors. I would love an upset, but there's only one person on the team and I guess their center too. But other than that, I mean, it's basically the Damian Lillard show. And the only reason why they made it out the first round is because the main goons on the Clippers were hurt, and you had a bunch of backup bums who really weren't seeing that much playing time. So they're lucky that they made it out the first round. So Warriors are gonna take that. I'm not gonna. I think Trailblazers will at least get one game, but yeah. Now, here's the fun part. Spurs versus OKC. Now, when I was in the hospital getting my thumb that's taken care of with El Phoenix pause, like, we actually... Wow, next game isn't until Friday? What? That's kind of weird. But we watched Spurs put in that work against OKC, and I was surprised because we've got two teams that are very high profile, but again, it all comes back to depth. Now, this is a situation where the age is about the same. The casual NBA fan will look at this and say, oh, Spurs are old, they don't have a chance. But if you really look at who they're working with, it's a pretty equal match here. For every Kevin Durant and every Westbrook, they can not equally match it, but they can pretty much match it with a Kawhi Leonard and a LaMarcus Aldridge. And that's just two people. We're talking about, they still got, is he Danny Green? They still got Danny Green. When you need him to play big minutes, Timmy's still going to dang on step up. They still got Ginobili. They still got Tony Parker. They got David West. They got goons for days. And honestly, not to be cliche, but the buck kind of stops after Westbrook. Kevin Durant and Westbrook. Ibaka is all right if there's no pressure on him. Their center, is it Adams or something like that? I mean, he's all right. I feel like most of his power comes from his mustache, but I mean, there's just not much to that Oklahoma City squad. They've traded away all their good talent. I still don't think they should have got rid of James Harden. I mean, they were... I'm sorry. And who else did they get rid of? Reggie Jackson, I think? They shouldn't have got rid of him either. I just think we're talking about a two-man squad. And against the Mavericks, maybe they had a chance, and obviously they did, but Spurs gonna put that work in. They barely beat the Spurs last night. You feel me? So, coming out the West, because I got to make a new prediction for the West, I'm going to say Spurs just because I cannot stand the Warriors. So, I'm going to say Spurs dang on Raptors. So far, I've been half right about the Raptors, but that's my prediction. Who do you got? Are all of your predictions still in? Are all of your teams still in? I know there are some salty Pacer fans. I'm sorry. I know there's some salty Celtic fans. I don't care about y'all because I hate the Celtics, but that's neither here nor there. But let me know your picks for the second round, and has your opinion changed on who's going to be in the East and the West? Mine changes because I had to, so Spurs, Raptors. What do you think? Like, comment, subscribe, H+III+T. See y'all later. Yeah.